For a while now, Pantami has been silenced, but he has plans, on the ground. Pantami recently took members of the board of NITDA to Turkey in a bid to bribe them to get his controversial bill to scale through. Sources in the National Information Technology Development Agency (NITDA) have revealed how the Federal Minister of Communications and Digital Economy of Nigeria, Isa Ali Pantami, bribed officials within the agency to enforce a bill targeted at destroying ICT startups in the country. Sources who spoke with SAR reporters stated that the minister has been putting in effort to destroy the technology sector and impose his fundamentalist ideals on the works of other agencies. Pantami's past call to jihad and unalloyed support for murderous groups like the Taliban and Al-Qaeda portray him as a dyed-in-the-wool Islamic fundamentalist. Yet, President Muhammadu Buhari appointed Pantami as communications minister to control the country's massive data and telephone infrastructure and other sensitive details of national intelligence. You said Buhari appointed Pantami. They are birds of the same feather. Like we always say that the government of Buhari is the government of Fulani for the Fulani, and by the Fulani people. They are all working hand in hand, to either Fulanize the country or to make sure the Nigeria economy is jeopardized. See what is happening in the north. The killings, don't you know that the killings is similar to what is happening in Afghanistan and related to Taliban and Qaeda? Well, let's continue. The president also recently stood by the minister after his past support for terrorist groups became public knowledge. This jihad is an obligation for every single believer, especially in Nigeria, Pantami said in one of his vicious preachings in the 2000s. He said, "Oh God, give victory to the Taliban and Al-Qaeda, Al-Amu, Nasr Taliban wa Tanzil Al-Qaeda." That's what he said. SAR reporters, however, learned that Pantami recently took members of the board of NITDA to Turkey in a bid to bribe them to get his controversial bill to scale through. One of the sources said Pantami tries to destroy technology sector and systematically encroach on works of other agencies. He took members of the board of NITDA to Turkey trying to bribe them over such bills. They were in Turkey last 2 months, and the fruits of the bribery that will destroy startups of the ICT sector and create more jobless Nigerians is on track, another source said. The new bill for which Pantami is lobbying officials is targeted at repealing the National Information Technology Development Agency Act number 28, 2007. SAR reporters obtained a copy of the bill titled "A Bill for an Act to Repeal the National Information Technology Development Agency Act number 28, 2007 and enact the National Information Technology Development Agency Act to provide for the administration, implementation, regulation of information technology system and practices, as well as digital economy in Nigeria and for related matters." The bill, according to sources, seeks to repress or regulate the information technology sector as it highlights weighty penalties for offenders ranging from 3 million naira for individual offenders to 30 million naira for corporate offenders. Section 20 of the bill, under licensing and authorizations, explicitly spells out the requirements for licenses, registrations and authorizations for operators in this sector. It reads, "The agency shall by regulation issue licenses and authorizations for operators in the information technology and digital economic sector, and such regulation shall provide for licensing and authorization criteria, including renewal, suspension and revocation conditions to promote free market operation and competition, among others." Subsection 2 states that the agency shall determine and register operators in the information technology and digital economy sector. Such register shall be published. Any person or body corporate who operates an information technology or digital economy service, product, or platform contrary to the provisions of the Act commits an offense. And Section 21 lists the classes of licenses and authorizations to include product license, service provider license, and platform provider license. The bill states a 3 million to 30 million fine for offenders over non-payment upon expiration of a demand notice of an assessed levy within 2 months by a corporate body where a person or body corporate fails to comply with the regulations, standards, guidelines, frameworks, circulars, directives, or any subsidiary legislation issued by the agency in the discharge of its duty under this Act. It added that where a person or body corporate attempts to or denies any person authorized by the agency or by law entry into premises or access to record or data in pursuance of the provisions of this Act, such a person or body corporate commits an offense and is liable on conviction, in the case of an individual, to a fine of not less than 3 million naira or imprisonment for a term of not less than 1 year or both, and in the case of a body corporate, to a fine of not less than 30 million naira. And in addition, every director and principal officer of such body corporate shall individually be liable to not less than 3 million or imprisonment for a term of not less than 2 years or both. The bill also states in subsection 4 where a person or body corporate imports or deploys the usage of any information technology equipment that has been designated by the agency as requiring approval before importation or deployment without first obtaining such approval or complying with the conditions imposed by the agencies for the importation and usage of the equipment, the person or body corporate commits an offense and is liable or on conviction. The new bill, when signed into law, will protect the agency and employees from legal suits. Okay, to protect them from legal suits. So for them, they believe they can, pass this bill. Well, let's watch and see. Well, notwithstanding anything in any other law, no suit against the agency, a member of the board, the director general of the agency, or any other officer or employee of the agency for any act done in pursuance or execution of this act or any other law or of any public duty or authority regarding any alleged neglect, default in execution of this act or any other law, duty or shall lie or be instituted in any court unless it is commenced within 3 months after the act. Well, I don't want to even read further, because it's disgusting as I'm even reading it. Well, some Nigerians have been furious. Some Nigerians are furious. This is unbelievable for a minister charged with improvement of technology to use that position to destroy it. Find another story to smear it, not this one. Thunder strike those trying to impose any religion on Nigerians. This bill is reactionary and unnecessary. Even after detaching the person of the promoter of the bill from the content and focusing on the bill, we can still see that the bill per se would kill entrepreneurial freedom, innovation, and the growth of much needed IT startup to drive digital economy in Nigeria. Pantami will die silently and Buhari will perish slowly. That's what the reactions of Nigerians has been, because it's disgusting. We are living backwardly, Nigeria gradually. Well, like I said in my previous article and statement, that the Nigeria of today is trending or treading into Afghanistan path, and I believe God will surpass all evil works. But the only thing we can do is to continue to agitate, continue to protest, against bad governance, against nepotism, and against genocide in Nigeria. If not, the southern Nigeria are the ones that are opposing this bad governance. The northern are just sleeping. I believe they are in the same agenda with Buhari, but they are the ones dying most.